Poly Truthers, private lessons, to do them or not to do them, and at what age? Now, that's the question. Let's get into it. The truth is, it's always great to keep players in the gym during the off season, if there really is one, right? Well, I ran across a social media post about private lessons and found what he asked interesting. So here it goes with a few of the responses. So here's the question for you awesome volleyball experts. In your opinion, do coaches look at kids who do extra lessons or private lessons and camps as weaker than the kids that don't? I asked because last season my daughter did a couple of lessons with her coach, and right after that, the coach drastically changed playing time. But when that didn't have good results on the team, playing time was given back. We didn't do any more lessons for the season, but I don't know if some coaches think because she got lessons and wanted to get even better, it somehow made her look like a weaker player. We're possibly going to a new club this season, and we're already thinking about lessons before the season starts. But I don't want them to be held against her. Thanks. Here are some responses. One parent says strong players take lessons to get even better. Weak players take lessons in hopes of catching up. I can't imagine extra lessons ever being a bad thing. And another person says, as a rule, I do not do private training with any players that I am currently coaching. Paid lessons in parentheses. I will do private group training by position during the season for no charge if there's a need and any gym time available. I do not track which players are doing private training. I evaluate my players by performance in practice and matches. The players that I train during this season are typically not getting the play time they desire or in a position they want. Starters get starter practice minutes playing with the best players on the team, thus making it difficult for others to show marked improvement. One of my players was originally slated as a DS behind the starting libero in early December and was told they were deficient in several areas. I worked with my player over the Christmas break, and she went on to take the starting libero position in January. She put in about 8 to 10 hours over the winter break when the team was not practicing. I also worked with players who are the starters and who are driven to get better and improve. I really actually liked this answer. She hit on a couple of pointers that I'm about to hit on right now. So I really liked that comment. Now, in my opinion, doing private lessons doesn't make the player look any weaker. I think as a matter of fact, elements such as camps, clinics, privates, and leagues are actually supposed to be there as opportunities to better the player's current skill level, as this one coach said. Now, there are those parents, no shame, that use privates as tools to get the one up on other parents and kids they feel are in competition for sure, but that's just the nature of the beast. Don't get me wrong. There are also coaches who will use privates and clinics as driving tools as well to take closer looks at small groups of players and how they work together to see if it's a good fit for the season. But parents, beware. If you watched my previous episode on clinics where I spoke about how some camps and clinics split up skill groups. Pay attention when and how your child is being separated on these courts. It speaks volumes about the skill level of your child versus others. It also says what coaches are actually looking for and the level of play that the particular club is or is trying to be. And that's no shame on that club, because most times parents know already or have heard exactly what the clubs are about. They just want to see for themselves, and that's got to be okay too, right? But Please be ready. Don't be in your feelings about it. Just accept it. So there's really nothing you can do about it except attend or not attend. Either way, just be focused on your players. So when this person asks about doing privates and whether or not it makes the player look weak, I also say no, because I have heard of club directors out there that make it mandatory. There are even clubs out there, and don't act like there's not, that do not allow their players to get private training from any other outsource. Their expectations are for these players to devote all of their money and time to that club, even though they don't even know if they will actually make that club team the following season. It's truly a double-edged sword out in these streets. For me, I must say that I typically do not do private lessons with any children under 12 unless they show that they are advanced. Like I had to have seen the child before and the parent has spoken with me prior. Okay, because I truly believe that like camps, clinics, rec leagues, and YMCAs should really be enough to start them off. So here are some of my pet peeves. Like I absolutely will not do lessons with younger children on serving only, right? I find that to be ridiculous. Just a waste of both of our times and money as much as lessons cost. I will do serving, passing, and defense or some sort of combo of that sort, but not just serving. That's ridiculous. I can't stand doing privates periodically. You know, the parent that likes to come in for just a refresher. What is that supposed to do for the child and their skill level? Like, okay, that's a waste of both of our time and your money. I'm not a thief. I'm good off that. I will not rebook lessons with players that I do not feel are into it or that I don't think want to get better or even be there. Like with players that don't listen or show some sort of attitude. If a player is looking genuinely to get better, privates are the way to go. Privates can be beneficial in improving the individual at a faster rate because the coach is able or should be able to identify things in lessons that might not be able to be caught during practices due to the number of players or the group activities going on. But like now, here's a pet peeve that I did not state before because I have to dig into this a bit deeper. I do not give privates to any player that I am currently coaching, like this lady said right here. This totally causes a problem, and it is a super conflict of interest. I don't care what any coach says. It is a major conflict of interest. Parents will begin to talk about it, and once that player gets on that floor and makes a mistake, even one mistake, and stays on the floor, it's gonna be said or thought that the coach is getting paid in some sort of way or showing some sort of favoritism. It never fails, so just stay away from it. It doesn't matter if it's the best player or the worst player either. Oh my God. I never want to put myself in a position for my parents or my players to think that I favor one player over another because I am getting paid. I want players' ability to shine through, and that is all. Coaches should be looking to put the best players on the floor come game time, and that is all. Now, the reality of it is there are some coaches out there that are allowing the politics of it all to be their steering wheel or their guiding light. But hopefully, as the world turns, they will realize that's not always best for the team or the club or the culture. As for me, all the money is not good money. It's rough out here in these volleyball streets. So until next time, please play like you're going to be subbed out. That's all for now, but if you like the content, leave a comment below, spike the like button, and subscribe to my channel.